Remember to show your support to the creator of this chapter, BK81. In Universe 3, where Bardock and Raichi come from. After Bardock's visions correctly predicted Frieza's betrayal, leading to the renegade soldier assembling the entire Saiyan race and killing the Emperor. The new king's oldest son stands victorious over a group of other children on Frieza Planet 68, smugly thinking he's going to like it on this world. Between the weaker life forms and lower gravity, here, he'll be an elite. His thoughts are interrupted as someone calls for him, informing he's been reassigned. Explaining the situation while walking, the boy is alerted to everything that has recently happened, from the death of Frieza, to Bardock challenging King Vegeta and rising to the throne, to the most recent orders to have Raditz sent home. Snickering, the Empire is theirs now, the soldier remarks. Not exactly. Word of Frieza's death has spread through the universe, and many planets have taken the opportunity to reclaim their independence as well. For instance, Frieza Planet 44. An alien shouts to the young Vegeta to surrender without resistance, and this is going to hurt a lot less. Only wanting to negotiate with the Saiyans' new king. Not interested. He puts the man down after a single kick. Looking at him, he questions Nappa if he managed to find a way off this world. Who, while carrying someone, notes to his prince he spotted a couple pods behind a nearby building. Vegeta snips not to be referred to as Prince anymore, given his pathetic father is now nothing. Asking what the plan is when they get back, the boy smirks. If he isn't Prince anymore, then maybe it's time to become king. Gherkin, the former king's right-hand man, also finds himself on a foreign planet, as the native people bow before him, pledging their allegiance to the Saiyans. This leaves Gherkin confused why they'd surrender without a fight. One explains they are no warriors and never obeyed Frieza of their own free will, offering an old adage of their race. Tyrants come and go, but people remain the same. Still puzzled, he merely explains the new king wants a new kind of armor from them. Laying his head down, he agrees to do as they wish. Over the next 2 years, Frieza's entire empire would be annexed into the new Saiyan Empire, with the exception of only a few worlds. Claiming the Actaris constellation, but struggling to capture Cooler Planet 24. The king scoffs, Saiyans are too independent to make great militaristic leaders. The senior Vegeta believes it's only a matter of teaching. But Bardock grumbles with Cooler arriving to Actaris in only 3 days. There's no time for learning. A soldier asking if he got this information from one of their spies. It was in fact one of the king's visions. Nothing further, he dismisses his men for the evening, leaving Hanazia, mother of Goku and Raditz, as the final soldier in the room. But being how he is, the king mutters he doesn't want to see anybody right now. But walking up to him, she smiles, frost demons aside. Things are looking pretty good at the moment, aren't they? Not shifting focus. Oh, yeah. When she, matter-of-factly, reveals she thinks the state of grace is over. Snapping around, he questions what she means. Telling tomorrow she will defy him and take the throne for her own. And given the dynamic of their relationship, this is more immensely annoying than emotionally devastating. Hanazia even jokes she thought he'd have a vision about it. Though Bardock's plan wasn't finished, he didn't need to be the king, just for his people to listen to him. So instead of risking a duel he likely wouldn't have survived, he calls out to the citizens of his world, announcing, "Today will birth a new leader for the Saiyans." As tradition, the king is to be the strongest warrior among them. Since he himself is not participating, their leader will be whoever comes out standing. Though the victor takes the throne, himself and Vegeta Sr. will remain as consultants to the Empire, as they must combine their strength and strategy to maximize the power of the Saiyans as a whole. The audience members clearly retain their loyalty to the both of them. One by one, the tournament moved along, most matches only lasting a few seconds. In fact, the majority of soldiers refused to go against any of the elites. But as morning turned to afternoon, only 4 Saiyans remained. As Hanazia grapples Gherkin from behind, she bellows for him to just give up. But as a stubborn warrior, "Never! I will be king of Saiyans!" Choking him out, she is declared the winner, leaving one more bout before the final match, Paprika and Vegeta Jr. But the latter and Nappa object, declaring that won't be necessary. Dropping Paprika to the ground, Vegeta informs the last fight was taking too long, so they decided to have at it in the meantime, insisting there are witnesses to confirm no cheating was involved. Two of which piping up, admitting it was a close battle, but the kid is tough. Not caring either way, Nausea tells him to get in the ring, wanting to be crowned before nightfall. Calling her over, Bardock warns her not to kill Vegeta, disputing it's a duel and she can do whatever she wants. The current king sighs. He knows her intent. But one day, that child will grow up, and when that day comes, he'll be even stronger than her, and he's going to be a very important person, and the future and fate of all the Saiyans depends on him. Asking if she understands. Cutting to Paragus in the crowd, he points out the Vegeta family to his son, assuring they're no longer a threat after previously wanting to kill Broly. Even as little as he is, the prodigy is too powerful now, and when he gets older, he will be the one ruling the planet. Vegeta Sr. surprised at his son's strength. In his absence, he's improved leaps and bounds. But Bardock knows this is only the beginning of his glory. However, it is not yet his time to lead. His will holding out better than his body, Vegeta tries to push himself off the ground, grunting through stutters. He will be king. As Nausea coldly quips, "Maybe in your next life." Horrified of the boy's fate, Bardock grinds his teeth shunning Nausea, who grins he not get his pants in a bunch, assuring she respected the final wish of the king, and the kid will be fine. Eventually. Raising her hand, her victory is made official, and she is declared the new leader of the planet, Nausea, Queen of the Saiyans, the crowd hollering in approval. As very, very far away, we find the bodies of Duri, Goldo, and Jace. While Knees and Birder fight, the armored squadron member taunts, "Where is his famous speed?" As Salza puts his boot to Ginyu's chest, hissing it's annoying the captain has retained his loyalty to Frieza. Change! Mindless! You're As Ginyu finishes off his former body, Raccoon approaches to congratulate his leader, laughing how Salza didn't know he could change bodies. But actually, he did. Wearing a device on his head, he was prepared for this exact scenario. Calling someone on his scouter, he alerts the mission is complete, and he is close to Saiyan territory, inquiring if he should reclaim a few planets. But Cooler instructs he is instead needed here, as there are rebellions popping up throughout the Empire. Piffing since his brother was killed, some fools believe he can be too. And just as soon as his forces are stable again, he will take Frieza's territory as his own, one world at a time. A few more years pass. The Saiyans continued their conquest and expanded their reach. The oppression they instilled became more gruesome than even Frieza's. And while life was flourishing for them, taking all the riches and food they could ever need, the Frost Demons would again become a danger. Kakarot strolls into the room, greeting his older brother and asking how his mission went. Who chorts it was a pretty terrible planet. Nothing but a lot of water and 3 suns. Great times. The other warrior comments how the fighters were kinda strong at least. One actually really strong, even managing to kill Gine in D's, soliciting how they put down the warrior. Kakarot assumes Raditz just ran away, but it's really because Vegeta was with him, and he took him on pretty much single-handedly. Raditz explains how strong he's gotten, aiming to surpass Broly. Cracking, he should have been there to see him beat this one Namek to a pulp. With a mouthful of food, Kakarot garbles a barely decipherable question about the Namekians' magic powers. But his brother snorts that was just a nonsense rumor. But he did find a really cool orb in one of the villages, but it randomly turned into a mere rock. Putting his focus back on Broly, stating he freaks him out, but can't help but wonder where he is now. Turns out, he was sent to Cooler Planet 72, and that world was completely destroyed. Questioning how he got home, Raditz mumbles he didn't, in hopes he's floating dead in space somewhere, bearing great animosity for the prodigy. But it was the child himself who destroyed the planet, and surrounded by a force field, he zips through the galaxy. While seemingly impossible, there exist versions of Broly in other universes that can manage such a feat even as a baby. Sensing the energy blistering from the nearest celestial body, he has his eyes set on his destination. There, no one will scold him. No one will tell him to calm down. He can kill whoever he wants. There, he will be free. Even as a child, Broly is nothing more than a violent maniac.